Chapter 18. The grandest, boldest false flag of them all 9/11, and this was the game changer. This 9/11 data dump is so radioactive the US government will likely collapse. Their world will never be the same when nations everywhere see this report. This is a quote from a veteran 9/11 investigator. Firstly, I want to look at some of the conspiracy theories about 9/11. If tyranny and oppression come to this land, it will be in the guise of fighting a foreign enemy. This is a quote by James Madison, former US President. UK listed the most well-known of the 9/11 conspiracy theories on the 10th anniversary, and these included neo-cons at the Council on Foreign Relations initiated or permitted the attacks to initiate United States conflict into the Middle East and establish America as the sole global power. In the year 2000, they said that only an event like a new Pearl Harbor could catalyze such militarism. At the University of Chicago, Paul Wolfowitz used to talk all the time about such things. It was claimed Israeli agents, Mossad, orchestrated events to involve America in battles with enemies of the Jewish state. This theory plays on the news that 5 men with links to Mossad and with money in their socks were seen preparing to film the attacks. 9/11 scholars for truth, including 75 top professors and scientists, believe that people in the oil industry, along with President Bush, puppeteered the events to secure oil reserves. It is claimed they arranged a stand-down of the Air Force for the event. Some see a cover-up to protect the Saudi royal family and Enron's interest in Afghanistan. Others see an Al-Qaeda chain of command which ran through pro-Western Saudis and Pakistani intelligence forces in the United States and Britain. MI6. Thetan psychologists with evil in mind controlled the hijackers' actions using drugs and psychopolitical methods. Scientologists have claimed the towers owners. The theory proposes that the destruction of the towers required explosive demolition. Ownership of the buildings had changed for the first time shortly before the 9/11 attacks, and new owner Larry Silverstein made a $500 million insurance profit. The CIA. Some people believe that the CIA were kept informed of the attack by Al-Qaeda and blocked FBI investigations by saying they would stop it before it happened, but then allowed it. Others argue that the CIA was directly involved and point to reports of explosions in different parts of the towers, and that WTC Building 7, which has CIA officers in it, was demolished, which they believe was an attempt to destroy evidence of the center of operation for the Twin Towers attack next door. Military-industrial complex. Forces at the Pentagon are said to have covered up that a drone plane or missile hit the Pentagon, and that they also shot down Flight 93 into a field when it became surplus to requirements. Some, including former MI5 whistleblower David Shayler, believe that no planes were involved in the attack but missiles shrouded in holograms. The Chinese. Noticing that Bush's presidency began with a United States spy plane drama over China, it was proposed that 9/11 was a strike against America by the Chinese. New World Order, a higher or secret government, possibly linked to the Knights Templar, kept Bush and Cheney in the dark or used them as patsies, and they also controlled Osama bin Laden. Theft. Carmex was believed to have had $950 million worth of gold under the WTC prior to the attack, and only $230 million was recovered, leading some to believe that 9/11 was the cover for a robbery or fraud. They ran the attacks: Dick Cheney, Paul Wolfowitz, Stephen Hadley, Elliot Abrams and Condoleezza Rice, amongst others. It was called a stand-down, a false flag operation in order to mobilize the American public under false pretenses, it was told to me even by the general on the staff of Wolfowitz. I taught stand-down and false flag operations at the National War College. I've taught it with all my operatives, so I knew exactly what was done to the American public. This is a quote by Dr. Steve R. Pieksanek, U.S. Department of Defense.